Bella Salon and Day Spa, located at 41 West Main Street in Northeast Pennsylvania, proudly supports Chautauqua Sunrise and its volunteers. More information at bellasalonanddayspa.net. Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. From the Access Channel 5 studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Channel 5. Continuing the traditions of Senior Report, we are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week, countywide, from 9 to 10 a.m. Join us by calling in live, emailing us, or checking out our social media. And now, from the Channel 5 studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday to everybody. I hope you're doing well and enjoying this second January thaw. We've had some doozy weather on and off, but I believe it was like in the 40s when we got here today. So we've got this great big iceberg sitting on our deck at the house, and it's slowly just shrinking. It's just kind of an interesting thing. I should do a time-lapse captions of it over time just to watch it shrink. It's just an interesting process. One day your driveway is full of ice and snow, and then by afternoon, poof, it's gone. It's so interesting. Well, anyways, I hope you're enjoying the brisk fresh air that's coming off the lake. It's so clean and clear, and the warmer weather. Dog is enjoying it, I know that. Well, I got a few things to share with you before I get to my announcements. Today's my birthday. I'm 66 years old today. I can't believe it. What the heck? I have this running joke with my brother. My brother is always very competitive with me, and we were sitting around one day. What are you doing? What is this?
I'm sorry, Dak. We tried to get some candles, but
I don't like candles.
they didn't have
I have a
any
beard.
candles in Mayville.
Oh, how nice.
Tried to get your candles.
Let me try that.
Oh, we got candles.
We got all kinds of food here today. We got candles. Hey, here we go.
Doc, I went to the store
I'm number one.
and I tried to order a cake with the appropriate number of candles, but the fire marshal said I'd need a fireworks permit if I was going to give you a cake with 66 candles.
Thank
you got the number one, Doc.
Number one. I'll tell you what, we're going to put a little podium here, put it right there so everybody can see me.
There you go.
All right, well, thank you.
Happy birthday,
Thank you.
Doc.
Randy and Randy. Thank you, double. Wow. You guys don't know what I'm like on sugar in the morning, do you? I'm usually kind of quiet.
You're pretty scary without sugar.
I know. Well, anyways, my brother's younger than me, and he's very competitive with me for some reason. I'm not competitive with him. I was wondering what was in that can, and We were sitting around one day, and my brother says, because we were talking about longevity and our birthdays and that, and he says, I want to live to be 100. And I said, well, I want to live to be 101. He said, why do you always have to try to one-up me? And I said, well, I wanted to attend your 100th birthday. If it's all the same to you. Well, the funny thing is we're 11 months apart. And so for 20 days, Bob and I technically could say we're 65. So yesterday we were both the same year of age, and today I finally pulled ahead. So I remember saying to my parents, what were you thinking? Why were we so close? I mean, give Mom a break here, jeez. Well, anyway, but I guess back then that they felt that they wanted to get the family and get her done. So, but it's fun having a brother that close, because technically people, and I'm not making this up, they thought we were twins. Because by the time Bob caught up with me, in size, we looked like really similar. So it was always fun having birthdays, especially around this time of year. Okay, I have a few things to share with everybody here, but first of all, I want to say good morning to everyone out there listening, and also remember, if you don't catch the whole show, you can always catch us on Access 5 at 2 and 8 o'clock, and if you can't do that, we're always on YouTube. Chris Burt posts us usually up on by Sundays, and all 180 something, what are we on now, Justin, 100 what? 187th show today, are all on YouTube, and we encourage you to check it out, because I know people will say, what about that show? And I'm always sending them links. I'll say, this is everything you want to know about whatever it is they're asking me. And I also want to say good afternoon to our good friends over in Jamestown at WRFA, Low Power to the People, and all our friends over at the Reg Lene. Hey, listen, if you haven't checked out what's going on at the Reg these days, I have tickets for Diablo. If you don't know who they are, these guys are like these like Cirque du Soleil out of Vegas. They got this gymnastics and dance and music and all that sort of thing. We got balcony tickets so that we could look down into the whole thing, and I am so stoked. That's going to be in the middle of February, and then I think it's coming up. The Rolling Hills, we'll be talking about them here shortly. Rolling Hills radio program there. Tom Paxton's coming to town, and I'm really stoked about that. A lot of good things going on here in Chautauqua County, and we're going to talk more about those things here in a minute. Last night, crazy time over in Westfield. You weren't here, you were lucky. Last week, Rick Mascaro just kind of burst in on me, and he was talking all about their variety show that they have. It's sort of like the Prairie Home Companion Garrison Keillor show, but it's a theatrical presentation, and it's called Unplugged in the Middle of the Field, and I was their special guest. And they interviewed me, and I was able to play some music, and they had other folks telling jokes and music, and Barb Johnson came on and did a recipe from the old Barcelona Inn restaurant, and they had, who else? We had some storytelling, and it was just a lot of fun. So for those of you that are in the area, and we'll be announcing this in the future, but if you do get a chance, $5. It was an hour and a half or so of laughs and giggles, and we were just having a lot of fun. Unplugged in the middle of the field. We'll let you know more about that. Just because it's my show, I can do this. Valentine's Day, Russell and I will be playing for our good friends in Ripley. I have not played in Ripley in like 30 some years, so this is almost like homecoming for me. And we have been asked to play Valentine's Day at Meter's Restaurant, one of my underwriters that you see in the beginning of the show here. So that's going to be from 5 to 8, and we'll talk about that again. But anyways, if you're interested, come out and see us. You have to have reservations though. All right. So we got a bunch of announcements here, so let's get to it, because my guest is chomping at the bit, as always, to get on here, so let's see what we can do. Let's start out in Jamestown with our friends over at Infinity Corner. Okay, Infinity seeks artists for the 4th annual art market and auction. Let's see, this is an annual event. It supports area artists by giving them a market to showcase and sell their arts, all the while raising funds to support youth music and arts instruction at the Infinity Visual and Performing Arts Center. The fundraiser, which is held at the Infinity Arts Cafe, will take place on Saturday, March 10th, so mark your calendar. And for those of you that can't see what you're looking at, we've got a great poster in front of us that talks all about what's going on. Let's see, what do I want to tell you? There's going to be an art auction featuring the chainsaw carving of Vince Luizo and a collection of pottery and ceramic art donated to Infinity by Carol Hay. And
Do you have 2 copies of them?
hang on, everybody. I do not. Randall has them. The other Randall. 2 copies of this.
Well, look into the Jeff's announcements.
I don't have them. I just have one.
Have Randy check his papers.
Oh, I see. Hold on, everybody. Randy, do you happen to have anything more than you should connecting right there, maybe? Nope. Oh, your mic, remember. Okay, while they're looking for that, little technical issue here. We're on slide 15. We got that. All right. So that artwork is being donated by Carol Hay, created by her late husband, Douglas Hay. For more information, you can give Mariah Melendi a call at 664-0991. You're walking her off with all the technical stuff over there. That's all right. We got lots of papers here. Hey, our friends at the Northern Chautauqua Community Foundation, they want you to know that they've got a special community grants program grant coming up. Let's see what it says here. Okay. The Grants Committee and staff at the foundation see Northern Chautauqua County as home rather than just a geographic region. For this reason, we are always looking for ways to find ways of helping it improve. Written kind of odd there. We look to our nonprofit organizations to bring us projects for funding that will enhance the area for those who live here. Recently, the Grants Committee updated Community Grants Program guidelines to not only clarify requirements for funding requests, but also assure that grant money is used to affect change in or for building a healthy and prosperous community. All nonprofits are encouraged to visit the website nccfoundation.org/grants programs to review the updated community grants program guidelines before submitting grant letters of interest. Now remember, you start with a letter. If they like what you have to say, then they'll invite you to go to the fuller application process. If you want more information, you can call Eileen Ardillo at 366-4892. Okay, so I always encourage folks to take a look at that. And there's a couple other things under that. There's this new scholarship, I believe, maybe it's old, Dunkirk Area Labor Council Scholarship. The foundation is announcing this, and the due date for that is April 30th for applications to the Dunkirk Area Labor Council Scholarship. The scholarship is available to students currently enrolled in Fredonia, Brockton, Cassadaga, Chautauqua Lake, Dunkirk, Forestville, Fredonia, Pine Valley, Silver Creek, Westfield, and Erie One, Boces in Angola. And for those of you that are listening in Ripley, remember you're eligible as well because the high school students attend Chautauqua Lake. Graduating seniors interested in pursuing education in the trades or manufacturing technologies such as an electrician, HVAC, pipe fitter, machinist, maintenance, auto technology, and auto body are encouraged to apply. And then once again, give them a call at 366-4892 if you have questions, or go to nccfoundation.org. And this goes back to my heart here is technology. 3 of my own children are involved in the trades, and when I worked for BOCES, I was involved actually I was in charge of the Fredonia Center, and I was in charge of the Hughes Center for a number of years. And I can't say enough about the programs there and the opportunities for our young folks to go into great work, great money, and of course stick around here and work and raise your families or whatever you choose to do. All right, so this is great that the Dunkirk Area Labor Council is supporting this scholarship. The foundation is also seeking volunteers for their Applebee's Flapjack fundraiser, which is going to be held on March 24th. So you can mark your calendar for that one from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Volunteer hours are from 7:40 to 10:10. Kind of interesting times, 7:40 to 10:10. Breakfast tickets are $6 each. No charge for volunteers. Basket raffle tickets are $25 for 10, and the fundraiser, of course, is vital to their service learning programs that offers mini grants to teachers in local school districts for projects to integrate meaningful community service with learning and so on. Of course, for more information, 366-4892. Okay, moving on down to my good friends at St. Susan. Jeff Smith and I just talked yesterday. He wanted to make sure we had this. So we go on to the next slide. On today, they must be doing this for my birthday. St. Susan will again open its doors to host their Winter Soup and a Song series. Will and I played this last year. Great opportunity to get some good food and listen to some good music. The entertainment will be provided by Brandon and Heidi Hatch. Brandon is a Bemis Point native, while Heidi is originally from West Michigan. Together they combine for a fun acoustic sound and blends popular music with the singer-songwriter style. Between entertaining guitar playing and excellent harmonies, they are sure to be a treat to all who hear them. Both Brandon and Heidi work at Bemis Point United Methodist Church, where Brandon directs the contemporary music teams and Heidi directs the children's ministry. In addition to a great show, there will be, listen to this now, this is the best part. I mean, music's awesome, but this is even more awesome. 5 specialty soups, all created by the kitchen staff there. The event runs from 6 to 8 p.m. today, so got plenty of time. 31 Water Street in Jamestown. Justin, you should go to this. And tickets are available at the door. $10 for adults and children, $5, ages 6 to 12. All proceeds, of course, benefit the St. Susan Center, which was started in 1984. And Jeff's going to be on the show coming up. He's been here before, but on March 10th. Okay, let's go up the street in Jamestown, the Rolling Hills Radio. All right, they got their next installation. That's a couple days from now, January 29th, on a Monday. Joe Crookston and John Latini. All right, there's their picture. Ithaca-based Joe Crookston is a singer-composer storyteller. Is making his first appearance in Jamestown. He is the recipient of many awards, including the prestigious Album of the Year award during the 21st Annual Folk Alliance Conference in Memphis, Tennessee, for his 2009 recording, Abel Baker, Charlie and Dog. John Lantini, the Detroit-based Queens, New York native, is making an unprecedented 6th appearance on the show. Rolling Hills Radio is filmed and recorded in front of a live studio audience at Shawbucks in downtown Jamestown. The show runs from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. on Monday, January 29th. And for those of you that are interested, after the fact, you can watch it here on Access 5. I don't know what time they show it, but you can check the listings for that. You go on the website for Access 5, and you can see when they show it. And you can go to the Chamber of Commerce, chautauquachamber.org, to buy your tickets. You can call at 484-1101, or you can go down and buy them right there at the door, I guess. Okay, so check it out. That's Monday night. Community Open House. This is an announcement. There is a community open house regarding the Ripley Main Street Revitalization Plan, February 1, 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Meters Restaurant in Ripley. Meters is like the center of the world our way. For more information, if you're interested, call Mike Rowe, Deputy Town Supervisor, at 913-8713, or you can email him at anmr@fairpoint.net. anmr@fairpoint.net. So that's a meeting coming up, and we would like to encourage people that are interested to go out and check it out. Okay, moving right along. Free February parenting classes are being offered. Okay, build a strong foundation for your children. Your children's first years are so important, and that is the truth. Learn how to make the most of them with active parenting. First 5 years, let me do that again. Active parenting, the first 5 years. In this program, you'll learn the best ways to nurture your child from birth to pre-K with a just right combination of freedom and nonviolent discipline. Give your kids a strong start. I just looked at my kids really mean, and that did it. That's, when you're in education, you give them the look. The look. It used to be the teacher look, then it was the principal look, then it was the superintendent aura. Here's what you learn. What a baby cry means. It usually means Ask your mother. And then it was ask your father. Ages and stages of development, building a strong bond, your child's growing brain, using mindfulness to keep your cool, so important these days, effective discipline that young children understand, choices and consequences, 6 ways to prepare your child for school success, and much more. All right, so where is this going to be held? There's 4 sessions, February 7, 14, 20, and 28, and it's being offered by the Mental Health Association at 31 Water Street at the Gateway Center in Jamestown. The project is offered free of charge through a partnership with the Chautauqua Alcoholism and Substance Abuse Council, also known as CASIC, and the Mental Health Association. For more information, give Kathleen Colby a call at 664-3608. As we all know, there is no book on how to raise kids that they give you in school, so this is an opportunity if you think about having children, or if you're in the middle of it all, you might want to check it out for some good ideas. Okay, ooh, boy, this is a sad one. Opioid addiction and exposure to infants. All right, there's a special training going on for this, and this is going to be held on February 9 from 10 to 1 p.m., 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Lunch is provided at the UPMC Chautauqua WCA Auditorium in Jamestown. Brought to you and offered at no charge by the Blackwell Chapel Baby Cafe in conjunction with UPMC, Chautauqua WCA, and Chautauqua Alcoholism and Substance Abuse Council. Pre-registration is required. Give Catherine Harrison a call at 708-6399. 708-6399. Opioid addiction and exposure to infants. That's just sad putting those words together. Okay, here's a shout out to someone I know over in Ripley, New York, and I don't usually use last names. So Louise from Ripley, this is for you. She contacted one of my family members and said, why isn't Doc talking about this? So Louise, I'm going to talk about it. President's Day Weekend Winter Festival. This is one of your, mark your calendars. It's going to be held Friday, February 16th through Sunday, February 18th, right here in beautiful Mayville, New York at Lakeside Park. And I'm not going to read everything because it's pretty long, but the President's Day Weekend and Winter Festival will take place the weekend of the 16th through the 18th along the shores of scenic Chautauqua Lake. This annual winter event has been taking place since 1987. We'll feature many winter events and activities for the entire family, contests for children and adults, as well as food and craft vendors. More details will be available as things come along. But there's the snowmobilers going to be involved. You're going to have groups called the Cold Water Rescue Demo by the DeWittville Fire Department, Lego building contest, candy fishing pond, Kids Corner edible crafts, Rainbow the Clown. I think Rainbow's been there every year. Horse-drawn rides by Magic Moments carriages, snowmobile rides, weather permitting, and snow availability. And so on. Oh, Randy, here's one for you. The Polar Plunge, not this Randy, the other Randy, he's done this before. The Polar Plunge, which benefits the family health, medical services, and so on. So there's going to be a lot going on, and we'll read more about this. But anyways, mark your calendar. Coming up on President's Day weekend, Winter Festival. And in the past, many people know they've had the Ice Castle, but I don't know. Okay, slide 19, the Drake McCain fundraiser. Saturday, February 24th. This is going to be a spaghetti dinner from 2 to 6. Takeouts are available as well. $10 for individual, $20 for a family. Tickets available at the door, featuring Chinese auction, a 50-50 raffle. I don't make this up, but if I read what everything was on here, how it is, I don't know. It says liver music, live music from the Bogarts. I know a couple of the guys in that band, good guys. And this is going to be held at the American Legion, Travis Post, right here in Mayville at 144 South Erie Street. Sad story here. Drake is a 12-year-old Chautauqua Lake student who has recently been diagnosed with leukemia. Oh, man. He is the son of John and Debbie McCain and the youngest of 4 children. He is the 7th grade student that enjoys choir, participating in musicals, and loves Legos. He is currently undergoing treatment at Oshai Children's Hospital in Buffalo. Anything you can do to help donate to Drake and his family would be appreciated, of course. And as it notes, prayers are always welcome. For more information, you can go to, let's see, wait a minute. No. For donations, you can mail it to the Drake McCain Donations at P.O. Box 144, Mayville, New York 14757. Drake, if you're listening, hope you get better real soon. Okay, and the last thing I got, holy mackerel, be a thinker, not a drinker. Okay, we've been talking about CASIC, and their various workshops are coming up. And this is Be a Thinker, Not a Drinker is the theme for the 2018 poster contest sponsored by the Chautauqua Alcohol and Substance Abuse Council. All Chautauqua County students, grades 3 through 12, are invited to participate in the contest. Youth are asked to design a poster that expresses this theme. Details about the contest have been mailed to all county schools and youth agencies, and additional informational instructions can be found on CASIC's website. There's cash prizes, there's all kinds of opportunity for kids to get involved, and if you are interested, give CASIC's office a call, and I'm going to try to find the phone number from another one of these. Give them a call at 664-3608. Okay? And that's it for my announcements. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with my phenomenal guest who always makes me smile. This is for you, and we'll be right back.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Okay, we're back. I'm Doc Hamels. You're watching Chautauqua Sunrise, and I just got a little note from my buddy Mike from Brockton. It says, happy birthday, Doc. So thanks, Mike. He just had a birthday as well. Okay, returning to our wonderful studio here in Mayville is my good friend Randy Anderson from the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame. I think I finally got that right. We don't want to put county in there. There's no county in there. It's just Chautauqua Hall of Sports Hall of Fame.
We'll answer to either one.
Whatever one. Randy, you were here with Randy Sweeney and Greg Peterson recently, and we were talking about dirt track racing. I've talked to people. They were excited about the show. Have you had much feedback since then?
We've gotten very positive feedback. A gentleman came in the other day, and I was sitting at my desk right inside the front door, and a guy comes in, he goes, famous television guy. And so then he went on to tell us, his name was Pete Cuno, he lives in Westfield.
Oh, I know Pete.
Oh, you know Pete?
Yeah, he's a drummer.
Yeah, okay, so Pete was saying, you know what, I was the last guy to ride at Coon Road Speedway in Westfield.
What?
Well, I'm looking at Pete, he's not old enough to have ridden. No, he says, I went out there on a dirt bike. Said I rode around the track on a dirt bike. And then last Saturday was Open Doors.
Yes, I was going to ask you about how that went.
Oh, it went very well. All the attractions downtown had tremendous numbers. It was a nice day, as you remember, Doc. And so a lot of folks showed up. And one lady walked in and she said, geez, I saw you on Doc Hamels' show last week.
Well, there's three people that watched the show.
We didn't even count your wife yet.
No.
There's four.
There's four.
So this lady walks in, I saw you on the Doc Hamels show, and you guys were talking about dirt track auto racing. She goes, let me ask you, she says, my dad said that before he was married and all us kids came around, he used to race at a track called, I think he said, Satan's Bowl of Death. Have you ever heard of it? I go, well, yeah, we heard of it. Yeah, we know a lot about it. She goes, well, my dad doesn't have any pictures or any memorabilia, so it's just his memories of it. She said, do you have anything? Well, what's your dad's name? Len Kibbe, she said, Len Kibbe.
Len Kibbe.
So I go to my files and I start looking through and pull up about 6 newspaper articles with the name Len Kibbe on it. Talk about making somebody's day. She was so
I bet
excited.
the hair stood up on your arm.
Absolutely. Makes you feel good about what we do at the Sports Hall of Fame. Our mission is to honor and preserve the sports history of Chautauqua County. And in that instance, we really felt good about our collections and how we're able to help people.
Mm-hmm. When you come into this studio, and you've been here, what, 3 or 4 times now?
Yes.
About 4 times, if I'm not mistaken. The whole room is electrified. No, really. And I know you were a teacher, and I'm sure a lot of that comes from that. But where do you derive your passion? I mean, were you into sports yourself?
Yes, I was a participant, but I was no superstar. I was just a kid that liked to play. I liked to hang around the playgrounds and be with my buddies and do stuff.
Yeah.
I did coach
Okay.
at Jamestown High School. I coached women's soccer at Jamestown High School for 15 years. But I've always been interested in sports, and I really found my niche here at the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame. Somebody says, well, that's work. And I go, no, that's not work. That's fun.
Oh, absolutely.
Go in every day and just immerse yourself in the sports history of this county. Every day I learn something new, and I get a chance to talk to a lot of wonderful people about their dads, their grandpas, their grandmas, their aunts and uncles, and it's just a real joy.
Well, it's really fascinating to talk with you, because that's just a facet of our lives that sometimes, in our younger years, it passes through, we forget about it. But true or false, I think it's true. Sports reflects our lives, our lifestyles, our culture. I mean, it's not separate.
I couldn't have said it any better, so I won't even. I'll let you continue talking, Doc.
But I mean,
You're right.
It's like food or sports or whatever. When you say sports, I go right back to when I was in, I guess we would call it junior high. It was 7th and 8th grade, and we were playing football, and my brother and I, and we never won a game. I mean, we just got beat up. It was the Catholic league, and there's a skinny little beanpole, and we'd play the West Seneca kids, and I think they threw cows around for exercise or something. They were huge. I remember looking up at this kid, and I was like, I don't know, like 5'10" or something like that. And this kid was like 6'9", and I just remember getting squashed all the time. But it's a cool memory, we were a team and all that stuff, and playing baseball and stuff like that.
Sports really defines who we are as people. It's not the total definition, but it's certainly a part of it.
Yeah.
And especially in Chautauqua County, where we have such a rich history of excellence in sports.
Why is that? Because we've talked about this, about music. Music is rich in this county. The arts is rich. Now you tell me sports is rich. Why is that, do you think?
I think it goes back to the schools, Doc. We've got 18 wonderful schools in this county. We've got a lot of coaches and administrators that have really dedicated their lives to teaching sports to the youngsters. We've got great rec programs in this county. I think every community in this county has youth programs.
Right.
I just think we've put a lot of effort into sports in our county, and that's why we have success here.
Okay. Lots of passion.
Yeah.
Good and bad. When I was a superintendent, I used to have to deal some of that negative passion. You can't yell at the referees like that. You have to leave. But so very cool. Well, real quick, we mentioned Devil's Death Bowl.
Satan's Bowl of Death.
See, I paraphrase everything. All I know is it was a crazy name. But I ran into somebody at Rotary, and I won't mention her name because people get embarrassed sometimes. Maybe I'll find out. Maybe I'll mention it next week. But anyways, she says, I was at the Arkwright dirt track when I was a little girl. My dad took me all the time and had wonderful memories. And I think she remembered the concession stand and everything. So I said, get pictures, let Randy know. And so she was going to check into that. So you're doing good stuff here.
Thank you. My colleague Greg Peterson is on his way as we speak to Jamestown, Pennsylvania, to pick up a cache of home movies from the late 50s.
The little boxes, right?
Yeah, the little Kodak boxes.
Yeah.
We made a deal with this family where we will transfer all the 8mm home movies into DVDs and return them to them, and so that they can actually show them and play them on something modern day.
Did you have that when you were a kid, those movies?
Oh, absolutely. My dad and mom had a
so-
camera. We've got boxes of Kodaks.
So here's true confession time, all right? Let's see if you guys did this when you were kids. Always a birthday party, right? So my dad's always out there with his little Super 8 or whatever it was, taking these pictures of our birthday parties. So we realized you could run the movies backwards, right? So all my friends and I would take the biggest piece of cake you could possibly put in your mouth, and we'd stuff it in there because we knew that when Dad got that movie developed, we would watch it backwards. Sick little kids, but we all do those crazy things. We play around with that. But we're here for some other really cool stuff, so I don't want to get us too far off track. You're here to talk about this year's inductees, and I know you are stoked about this because you send me releases, but I never talk about it here because I want you to do the whole thing at one time. So you got the floor, Randy.
Doc, the 37th
Wow.
annual Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame induction banquet is going to be held at the Lakewood Rod and Gun Club on President's Day, February 19th. We always hold our induction on President's Day, because it's an easy date to remember.
Yep.
You don't have to look on the calendar, geez, what year are they going to be doing it? Well, they're going to do it on President's Day. The other reason we do it on President's Day every year is because a big portion of our induction banquet involves honoring outstanding high school athletes.
Okay.
And because that's a day off of school, sporting events aren't scheduled that day. So we can
You
get
are so smart. Don't
so
mess
we can
around.
get our high school athletes
Don't mess
at
with
our
Dad's
event.
sports schedule.
But anyway, at our 37th annual induction, we are going to induct 8 new candidates.
Okay.
And I brought some photos of our new candidates.
Awesome,
So
as
if
always.
we can get you guys out in the other room to put up slide number
Jeff-
22.
Jeff is ready, so let's see what 22 looks like. Woo.
That is Dick Cole. Dick Cole
Handsome
is a
guy.
1964 graduate of Jamestown High School. He was a star in basketball and golf at JHS. In fact, when he graduated in '64, he held all the basketball scoring records at JHS. He went on to play at Jamestown Community College, was a tremendous athlete in basketball and golf again at JCC. He was voted one of JCC's top 50 athletes of all time.
Wow.
But I think most people will remember Dick for his excellence at golf. He was a 2-time Western New York amateur champion. He's won 23 golf championships, 37 golf tournaments, and here's one for you. He scored 11 holes in one in his career.
11?
11.
That's usually what I get on one
on one hole. Yeah, I know. So that's Dick Cole.
Is he tall? He looks tall.
Yeah, he is. He's 6'4".
Yeah.
I think Dick is about 70 years old right now. Great guy. Still lives in Jamestown.
Sure. Well, congratulations.
Slide 23, please.
Yeah. See how this works? It's pretty, oh, look at this. Is that an aerial? Describe this picture because people can't see this.
Well, the man that we're inducting is the man on the left,
On the left.
wearing Niagara
31? Okay.
His name is Clem Warrows.
He's like 3 feet in the air.
Yeah, he's got hops, as they say.
Clem what?
He was born in Dunkirk, New York. He went to St. Mary's High School, which is no longer
Right.
open. He had to play sports at Cardinal Manzeni High School in Dunkirk
Down the
because
road.
there weren't enough boys at St. Mary's to form any teams. So he played at Cardinal Manzeni. He was a star in basketball and football and all the sports. He got a basketball scholarship at Niagara University.
Wow.
And he played at Niagara during the glory years of Niagara basketball when they were going to the NIT tournaments on an annual basis. And back then, the NIT tournament was the tournament. It wasn't the NCAA tournament like it is in our lifetime.
Right.
The NIT tournament was the place
So
to go.
what does that stand for?
National Invitation Tournament.
Oh.
And they played at Madison Square Garden.
Really?
Oh, it was a big deal, Doc. Well, Clem was the captain of the 1957 Niagara University team. Put that slide back up because I want to show you something about the other man in that picture.
Okay.
The man who's getting his shot blocked is number 44 from Syracuse University. His name is Jim Brown. Jim Brown went on to play for the Cleveland Browns.
We're talking about
He's a
football
Hall
guy?
of Famer
Oh my
in
God.
football. He was also a basketball
So Clem
player.
stuffed Brown.
Well, Clem likes to tell all his friends that He's the reason Jim Brown gave up basketball and went to football. Okay.
It all worked out.
One more. The next slide is number 24.
Okay.
And the gentleman you see here on number 24 is Kurt Fisher. Kurt Fisher is an 81 graduate of Falconer Central. He was the outstanding male athlete at Falconer in 1981. Kurt, I think, is best known for his outstanding coaching career.
Okay, we have a technical difficulty. You've lost your mic.
Where'd it go?
I don't know.
Hey, I found it.
Okay. All right, we're having all kinds
I'll
of...
just hang on to it. How's that?
That works for me.
Okay. Kurt Fisher is best known, I think, for his coaching career at Maple Grove. As the football coach at Maple Grove, he's won 9 Section 6 titles. He's been to the state finals 4 times, and he's a 2-time New York State championship coach.
For those listening on the radio, the picture I'm looking at right now is a man I wouldn't want to mess with. He's got that intensity in his face.
He is one serious coach. He's also coached basketball at Maple Grove.
Okay.
4 Section 6 titles, 2 New York State championships. He's the only guy in the history of Chautauqua County to have won state championships in 2 different sports as a coach.
Well, I guess.
Yeah. He also coached baseball briefly at Maple Grove and also softball. But I think he's best known for his basketball and his football prowess as a coach at Maple Grove. Slide number 25. I think you'll remember this guy, Jim, or Doc. This is going to be a picture of Jim Riggs.
Sure.
Jim Riggs is deceased. He was the longtime sports editor at the Jamestown Post-Journal for over 40 years. This photo shows Jim in the perch at Russell Dietrich Park. He's in the scoring tower at Dietrich Park. He was also the official scorer for the Jamestown Jammers for 38 years. He was an avid golfer. I think he played golf virtually every day that there wasn't snow on the ground. A very fine golfer, by the way. He was a multiple-time winner of the Associated Press for his writing, and he was a founding member of the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame way back in 1981.
Not that it matters to you whatsoever, but I actually was in that booth once. Mike Ferguson, who was the general manager of the Jammers, had invited me to speak to the crowd one day. Because
why would he do that?
I have my place in history when it comes to sports, all right? So what it was when I was the regional administrator over at BOCES at the Hughes Center, I had this project with Mike where we had a big billboard out in the outfield for the Hughes Educational Center. It was a baseball player, and I forgot, it hit a home run with technical education or some theme. It was like an advertisement. And so Mike was very involved with me as far as promoting education and so forth. And he invited me to speak to the crowd and thank them, and then we stayed for the game. But I was up in that perch there with...
Put that slide back up. I want to tell Doc a neat story.
All right, tell me a story.
The slide with Jim Riggs.
Okay.
Okay. The man behind Jim Riggs is Bob Payne. He was the scoreboard operator for years and years and years. But behind him, there's a doorway. You see that doorway?
I do.
Well, behind that door is the bathroom.
I didn't know
for the press box. But in that press box, there's also a window.
Yes.
Well, that's considered the best seat in the stadium. If you know what I'm trying to tell you.
You got everything you need.
So while you're sitting there doing your business, you can still look out the window and enjoy the ball game.
Unbelievable. I got another story about boxes like this. When the Buffalo Bills used to play in the other stadium, what would they used to call it? The War Memorial?
Yes.
Okay.
The rock pile? Yeah.
The rock pile. My childhood best friend, Jim, his dad was in charge of the scoreboard. And either once or twice, his name was Cy Hatch. That's another sports story. Anyways, he says, "Would you like to come along and watch the Buffalo Bills?" I went, "Well, yeah, I got nothing better to do." So to get into the scoreboard, you had to go up this rickety wooden ladder, go through this little door, and the thing was probably, the whole room, I don't think, was wider than this table. So here was the scorers were here, and we were sitting at this table. Anyways, he had a phone. And go ring, ring, and he goes, yeah. He says third and 2, and so he would manually have to change the numbers with these things at the War Memorial, and I'm watching Jack Kemp through this little peephole through the scoreboard. So I mean, that was pretty
How cool is that?
All right, I digress. So who else we got?
Put up slide 26. This lady is Lori Francina. She's a 1990 graduate of Faulkner Central. She was the outstanding female athlete at Faulkner in 1990. She went on to play at Eastern Connecticut State University. She played collegiate softball and basketball.
2 sports.
2-sport star at the college level.
Wow.
That's a big deal. She was an All-American in softball. She continued to play softball after she graduated from college. She played on a national championship team in 1991. She played on a gold medal team at the Empire States.
Wow.
And even as recently as 2 years ago, she's still playing competitively on a national caliber team. She's going to be inducted into the New England Softball Hall of Fame later
kidding.
this year.
Wow.
That's Lori
Now-
Francina from
Now,
Faulkner.
what are the chances that her dad is a shoemaker?
That is the Shoe's daughter.
All right.
The Shoe Man.
I know her brother, Tony.
Tony Little Shoe.
Little Shoe, Tony. I'll walk into his shop here or down the road in Westfield and go, hey, Dr. John, the big TV star, Mishka.
That's Little Shoe. So that's Little Shoe's
I did not
sister.
know that.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask him about that.
Oh, yeah.
Where did he go wrong? Tony's a heck of a great guy. So wonderful. I'm making all connections here. Keep going. This
Put
is
up number
fun.
27.
27.
That is Sheila Lingenfelter Gulis. Sheila Lingenfelter was a graduate of Southwestern Central in 1979. She played volleyball, basketball, and softball. She went on to Clarion State, where she played softball and was the captain of the team at Clarion State. She was a 3-time All-American in the women's modified national tournament. But she really made her props in sports for her coaching. She coached at Allegheny College, Wittenberg University, and Ashland College.
Wow.
For 31 years, she's won 929 ball games
She
as
doesn't
a
look old
coach.
enough to have done all that.
She's probably mid-50s.
Wow.
She just last month got inducted into the National Softball Coaches Hall of Fame.
You know, we're not talking, small town stuff
this
here
is-
with all these people. This is at a high level.
She coached at the highest level of the
Wow.
sport and was successful at the highest
How many
level.
wins? 900, you said?
900 and some wins.
Wowzer. That's amazing.
It is. Put up slide 28, please. That is Phil Young.
Phil Young.
Phil Young is a 1951 graduate of the very school that we're sitting in,
Here, right
Mayville
here.
Central School.
Oh.
He lettered in basketball, baseball, football, track, bowling, volleyball, golf. He holds...
Did he take these classes?
No.
Wow.
Phil still holds and will forever hold the all-time basketball scoring records at Mayville. Obviously, Mayville doesn't exist anymore, but that gym
trick
that's
answer.
behind us,
Yeah.
the Doc Malinowski gym,
Yeah.
Phil holds all the basketball records at this gymnasium. He went on to Syracuse University with a baseball scholarship. And he was the catcher on the Syracuse team for 4 years.
Wait a minute, he played basketball and then he was a catcher. Catchers are usually kind of short.
Not this guy.
Not this guy. He was stretched.
So he played 4 years at Syracuse. He was the captain of the team his senior year. Then he got drafted by the Philadelphia Phillies, and he played in their minor league system for several years. Came back to the county, and he taught and coached at Westfield Central for 30-some years.
Wow.
That's Phil Young.
Okay, we have a phone call. You want to take a little breather?
Sure.
All right, good morning, caller.
Happy birthday to you.
I can hardly hear you.
You can hardly hear
Oh,
me?
there we go.
Okay, I'm sorry, I wasn't talking directly into the phone. Happy birthday to you.
Well, thank you.
What a great celebration you had on television.
I got cake, cupcakes, candles here, everything.
What kind of cake is it?
Well, the cupcake is chocolate. As far as the regular cake, I'm guessing vanilla. I'm not sure. I couldn't dig in too deep.
Ooh, it sounds good. Well, enjoy your birthday.
Thanks.
Doug and his brother were not quite a year apart, and for a few months they were the same age.
Oh, so you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. We always like to fool people. Say, how old is your brother? And he'd say, well, 26. And he'd say, oh, how old are you? 26. Oh, you're twins? No.
That's right. And Randy, it's good morning. It's nice to see you on the show. It's so good to hear about your Hall of Famers and somebody from Mayville Central School that did so well.
Well, thank you. We're really proud to have the opportunity to induct Phil Young. He's certainly deserving.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, I wanted to just say that we are looking for people. They're calling. We have jobs opening up in our senior employment program. We also have our free computer training at the Westfield Patterson Library and also at the Brockton Ohio Library, so people should call our office. The number is 753-4471, and of course there are other services with the Office for the Aging.
Linda, is there any particular job posting that you're having trouble filling right now?
Well, we're always looking for people in the healthcare industry.
Okay.
Home health aides and all of that. And we don't always get a lot of applicants for that. So, and that is really that's a demand occupation. There's a great call for those workers really over the whole country, but especially in our area.
Sure. Okay. All right, you enjoying the little bit warmer weather we're having?
Oh, it's great, and the sunshine we had yesterday.
So, Linda, is it true that you were the captain of your basketball team?
Oh.
Linda's like 4 foot tall.
Well, I did do a lot of ice skating.
There you go. There's something for everybody.
I did a lot of ice skating when I was in grade school and high school and in college, and even after that. It's one of the sports I really enjoy. We used to skate on the side streets, believe it or not, in the city. We'd have a lot of fun. I do participate in the Chautauqua annual first run.
Oh, okay.
That we have.
Well, good for you.
I can remember Doug saying, I can't believe you're reading the sports page. I was looking for my name to see how I did.
Oh, good for you, Lynn. All right. Well, keeps us young.
Oh, I wanted to mention, too.
Yes.
Your birthday is today. Is that correct, Doug?
That is very true.
Well, tomorrow is my grandson's birthday.
Cool. Which grandson's that?
It's Nick.
Nick Carter?
Nick Carter, January 28th.
Wow. How old is he?
He was born in 1980, so that would make him, what, 38.
Okay. Well, when you talk to him, tell him I said happy birthday.
Oh, I will.
All right. Real good. All right.
Have a great birthday celebration.
Thank
and
you.
a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Who knew? Me and Nick were with hours away. What were you going to say?
Put up slide 29,
Yes.
and I'll tell you about one more inductee. Slide 29 shows Fran Sirianni.
Sirianni.
Fran Sirianni was a tremendous athlete at high school at Kane, Pennsylvania, and then at Clarion State. He still holds the Clarion State record for most career interceptions.
There seems to be a little Clarion State connection here. I've heard that name
that's twice now for Clarion State. But Fran moved to Chautauqua County and worked and coached at Southwestern Central for over 40 years. He was a tremendous track and field coach. He was also the football coach there for a while. Recently, I think it was last year, the new athletic complex that's on the side of Southwestern School toward Jamestown,
yes,
that was renamed as the Fran Sirianni Athletic Complex.
He has his own complex?
You know that you are a significant contributor to a school system when they name...
I didn't even get a parking space.
Wasn't the men's room at Ripley named after you?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, well, I digress.
The John.
That's Fran Sirianni. So those are our 8 inductees this year.
Wow.
Quite an impressive class.
All right, so I'm sitting here and I'm looking at all these fine coaches and athletes, and viewers and listeners may be thinking, well, how did you pick these folks? How's that work?
I'm glad you asked. You're right into my wheelhouse.
You didn't pay me to say that.
You're right into my wheelhouse.
All right, so how's it work?
The public nominates people to us.
Okay.
And we have a nomination form that has to be completed, and then they submit documentation to us.
This application is online?
It's online at chautauquasportshalloffame.org.
Okay.
They can also call the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame during Monday to Friday, and I'll be glad to hook them up. They can stop in and see me, and I'll even help them fill out the nomination form. The documentation is the real key, Doc. You can't just say, well, my guy did this or she did that, or we need proof. We need the documentation. Well, once we approve a file, it goes into our system, and each year in September, we start to go through all the files that we have. Right now, we have 120 files that we go through.
So this is like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's hard to get in.
You really got to...
It's hard to get. So it takes us about 3 months to go through all those files.
Really? Wow, this is
It's
intense.
a long process. We take our job very seriously. We want to get it right.
Well, it sounds like you're doing pretty good at it.
So this year we selected 8. Now, just because someone didn't make it this year doesn't mean they won't make it in the future, because the files remain active.
And you might get more documentation or whatever.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And of course, new files are always coming in, so that 120 will probably turn into 130 a year from now. So it's a real honor to make it into the Sports Hall of Fame.
I guess.
Do we make mistakes? We don't think we do, but it's possible that we do. But hopefully we'll get to that person sooner rather than later.
So how many people are inducted so far?
With the 8 that we are going to put in this year, we're at 191. 191 over 37 years.
Why 8 and not 9 or 7?
That's a good question, and I don't know that I have a specific answer. We just said these were the most qualified for this year, and these are the 8
So
names
they
that we're
rose to
going
the top
with.
altogether.
They bubbled up. They went through all the various subcommittees and rose up to the top of the list.
That's unreal.
But in addition to the 8 inductees, I think I mentioned that we also honor outstanding high school
Yes,
and
you did.
collegiate
Yeah.
athletes. I know we're kind of running out of
You got 2
time,
minutes.
so let me just
I'll be
run
quiet.
by a couple of the names of
Sure.
the high school athletes that are going to be at our banquet. Christina Pepe and Michael Pepe from Maple Grove for their cross-country ability. Devin Pope from Chautauqua Lake for his basketball. Emily Hanlon from Dunkirk for track and field. Madeline Bowen and Quinn Payne from Panama for volleyball. Carter Russo, Zach Trim, and Nick Fabrizio from Maple Grove for football. Cole Snyder, Vinny Serto from Southwestern for football. Tom Delahoy from Panama for football. Mika Walters from Southwestern for wrestling. Carmine Calamari from Southwestern for go-kart racing.
Good Irish name.
Great name. They call him the Big Ragu.
I like that.
I knew you would. From Panama, Cole Manwaring for swimming. Trevor Mysick from Maple Grove. Riley Drummond from Fredonia. Reed Tarnowski from Fredonia. Natalie Angeletti from Panama. And from Jamestown, Andrew Pumford and Allie Stockwell. Those are just some of the high school kids that we're going to honor. We got a couple of college kids that we're going to honor at our banquet. Sally Ann Rudney from Jamestown Community College is an All-American volleyball player. And Brittany Feldman from SUNY Fredonia is an All-American track and field athlete.
All right, Randy, we're remiss if we don't do this. Where is the Sports Hall of Fame for folks if they want to come
The
visit?
Sports Hall of Fame is located at 15 West 3rd Street, downtown Jamestown. We're kind of kitty corner from the Lucy Desi Museum.
Oh, there's a picture of it right there.
I tell people, and I use this all the time, we're located on the 50-yard line of Jamestown, New York, and we've got box seats.
Okay. What does it cost to get in?
Yeah, nothing.
Okay.
Absolutely
And
nothing.
and hours?
We are open Monday to Friday, noon to 3, but we're also open for tours just by calling us ahead of time, and we'll open up for whatever.
Randy, we've run out of time. You got anything like you got to say?
Yeah, tickets to our banquet are available at Matt's News in Dunkirk, Tony's Shoe Repair in Westfield, the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame in Jamestown, and the Jock Shop in Jamestown.
Woo! We did it. Folks, I'm Doc Hamels. My guest today has been Randy Anderson from the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame. As always, you got to come back again and again and again. Hope you enjoyed that show. If you want more information about this, these guys are called. What's the phone number there?
640-6219.
Okay. We're out of here. We'll see you all next time. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you in, I guess, February. All right? Take care.
Happy birthday, Doc.
Thank you. It was nothing.